I'm very fortunate. I'm very blessed. I have a whole bunch of information. I had a great coaches and feedback and all this stuff. To me, 10 out of 10, if it's like a change of life transformation that's gonna last, no other recommendation that needs to be done, in my opinion. My name's Pat. I'm 30 years old. I'm from Miami, Florida.
How long have you been in the aesthetic dream, and also like how much weight have you lost so far?
So far, I've lost around 40-ish pounds since I started doing the recomp. So
Yeah,
I haven't I've lost a couple pounds here. I've pretty much stuck around 203, 205, and I started at 246. So about just over 40 pounds.
pretty recent, just last month. So um,
Yeah.
July and then January. So it's about 6 months, right? Abs are already popping, looking absolutely great. How you feeling about everything so far, man?
I feel amazing, man. I just go back to that first call we had where I was in that position. I was that guy on the left. I had no idea where to go from there. And that was, mind you, I had already lost a good 20 pounds on my own, but just got stuck. Didn't know where to go. Didn't know what to do. Started kind of looking to see if I could bring someone in or work with someone who actually could lead me in the right direction. Because I really was I just didn't have the knowledge. I
Yeah,
had the drive, but sometimes the drive just wasn't enough when I wasn't seeing any results really, like at all.
yeah, yeah.
The scale was going down, but I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't looking good.
Mm,
So
yeah.
I feel really good, man.
All right. So where were you in your fitness journey before the aesthetic dream? How were your energy levels, the body, your mindset, discipline? Just, um, I guess like a little bit about you before joining the transformation program.
It was terrible. Let's just be honest. It was awful. I arguably I was in the best shape of my life, and then COVID hit. That was like my senior year of basketball. So I worked throughout all of COVID. Actually, like I graduated from college, I was working an office job, you know, eating terrible food,
Mhm.
basically just eating whatever I wanted. I started gaining weight here and there, but it wasn't super significant. And when I got engaged to my wife, I remember I have the pictures of when we got engaged. Like I was huge
Mhm.
and huge for me because I'm tall. So people always tell me, "Oh, you're not, you're not overweight. You're not fat. I could barely tell." And I'm like, dude, regardless, so that kind of created those habits of like fitness wasn't really important. It was kind of a chore. Um, Health wise, I realistically didn't feel all that good. I didn't really sleep that good. Um, and kind of leading up to, my wedding, I got in pretty good shape because I was like, okay, I can't look like this for my wedding. My family's gonna be there. I'm gonna have pictures and all this stuff. So I lost a pretty good amount of weight. I kind of got in decent shape, but I mean, nowhere even remotely close to where I am now.
Mhm.
And then after the wedding, I kind of just fell back off again.
What do you feel like was your biggest challenge with fitness before joining the aesthetic dream?
It was like the motivation because I work super hard and I when I set my mind to something, I just get it done. I've been that way for quite a while, and I that's just if I need to get something done, I always tell my wife, and she gets pissed off. She's like, "How do you have the energy?" Well, it just has to get done, right? I would say the biggest challenge was I was doing it on my own, and I had done it on my own before, but when I first kind of had a transformation like this going into my junior year of college for basketball, I lost a bunch of weight, but I worked with someone, I got on a meal plan, I was working out with, a power lifter who he was like, "Come on, man, let's go. We're going to the gym." It was like the accountability piece, which I didn't have. Like I don't have anybody like that here. Um, and I had nobody really pushing me. So it was all on me. And it's when it's all on you, it's really easy to make excuses. You're like, oh, I don't feel like going today, or oh, I'm tired, whatever. Like I'll just, I'll relax, or oh, I want this pizza, and I love pizza, man, and pasta and bread and all that stuff. And it was a lot of those decisions were so easily like I would talk myself out of like the logical thing, which is like, is this good for me? That was never even a thought. So that was a lot of that was like the biggest struggle.
What made you kind of take the leap? of like, okay, let me actually get some help and join?
It started out with like ideas for workouts, like, oh, what is this? Like how can I want to kind of put together like a workout plan. So I kind of started formulating stuff, but then that was probably like a month and a half where I'm like, I just there's nothing like pushing me to do this, and I feel like I don't have all the tools in my disposal. I just stumbled upon you, like I think it was just randomly that I saw it, and I was like, you know what? Let me look into this, and just once we had that conversation, I was like, I'm doing it. It's you have to kind of be humble sometimes and be like, listen, I need help. I can't do this on my own, and I'm gonna look to somebody who clearly has results, knows what they're doing, and is willing to, or that's their thing. They're sharing that with people and how to do it. And that was like the biggest thing for me to join was just I got to get it done, and this is the best option for me. That's how I looked at it.
What have you seen with your results and what have you achieved? And yeah, how do you feel now, man?
It's wild, just family and people seeing me, and some people that have only known me as like when I was heavier, and oh wow, you look so good. How'd you lose weight? A lot of questions, but for me, the biggest thing is I feel like I kind of got myself back. I had lost myself there for like a while. I still was like, this is something I had to get done. And, with the first couple months, it was tough because not even the first couple months, because the weight just melted off realistically. Like I lost a lot of it was water weight at the beginning. I lost a bunch of weight right away. And I was like, wow, this is great. But then a month goes by. I'm like, well, I'm not as far as I need to be. And my coach, he dealt with a lot of my nonsense. But seeing the results and just continuing to grind, even when I would look in the mirror and be like, I don't think I'm where I'm supposed to be at, it's like, just keep going, keep pushing. You're doing what you're supposed to do. And to me, the biggest thing was like the knowledge about diet. Like they say diet, it's like 80-20 diet gym, right? I always tell people it's like 90-10
Mhm.
because if you're not fueling your body, probably you're not eating good food and you're not putting in the work, like that 10%, that's easy. I show up to the gym, I lift, but it's like, what do I do outside of the gym? Like I work 10-hour shifts at 5 a.m. So I'm preparing all my food ahead of time. And I'm way happier than when I was going to work and be like, oh, what am I going to order with my coworkers? And I live in South Florida and we have all this amazing food that they order every day. And I'm just smelling it every time it comes in. But at the end of the day, like I committed to it and I worked and I worked and I worked and I worked. And like the results kind of spoke for themselves. And it kind of opened up that like hunger that I felt when I was an athlete.
Let's say you had a friend that was wanting to transform their life, wanting to get some help as well, but they're kind of skeptical, like, oh, should I do this? Should I not? What would you say to that person?
I'm a super logical person. So if I don't know a whole lot about something, I'm not gonna pretend like I do. And then if I want to know a lot about something, then I'm gonna work with someone who does. So if I was talking to somebody and it has to be, you have to be committed to something like this because it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's easy, but not in the sense of the word. Like you have to put in the work. If I was to tell somebody that was interested, if it's important to you, take the leap, but be ready to put in the work because it's easy to fall off because I mean food is everywhere. Food, drinks, candy, all this stuff, like a lot, holidays and all these things like that, but it's a lifestyle. You have to be ready to take care of yourself for the long run. That's how I look at it, and you have to be ready to commit.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate you for hopping on. I want to ask you, maybe before we hop off here, did you want to say anything else for anybody who's watching or listening, whether it's about like your own personal journey or maybe even like whatever's next up for you, man?
For me right now, I'm having a kid in 4 weeks. That
That's why
baby's
I joined.
right.
That's why
Yeah,
I joined. That was a
that's
big
why.
reason.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
having a baby in 4 weeks, and all this work that I put in now, um, has really given me the perspective. Like you said, it's like it's a lifestyle, it's a mentality shift. I'm very fortunate, I'm very blessed. I have a whole bunch of information. I had great coaches and feedback and all this stuff. So to me, 10 out of 10, if it's like a change of life transformation that's gonna last, there's no other recommendation that needs to be done, in my opinion. That's how I look at it. Because now I'm like equipped. It's not just like, hey, we're gonna get you this weight off, and then that's it. It's like, where do I go from there? But now I feel like equipped, and I have a lot more knowledge, and it's great. It was so worth, and I appreciated you guys a lot for everything that all the help and everything. I know I worked hard, but I couldn't have done it without the assistance and the accountability and everything like that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, dude, I appreciate you. Like I said, I say this all the time, man, because I mean, especially with you, right? Obviously, as coaches as well, we go through our own stress with certain clients, and you have been executing, not giving any excuses whatsoever. In Miami, with all the food, like all the best food in the world, right?
Yeah,
You're working 7 days a week, right? And it doesn't matter. You still got it done. And that's why, again, I mean, you're giving us all the credit right now, but I want you to give yourself some credit too, because you made it happen, bro. So again, super proud of you, brother.
for sure, man. Yeah, it was a grind. I definitely put in the hours, and just gonna continue grinding. That's all I really know at this point. And yeah,
All right.
100%. Of
Awesome, man. All right, Pat. Well, dude, I appreciate you. And yeah, man,
course.
I'll talk to you soon, brother. Peace.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you. Have a good one.